Okay. All right. Well, last and out of the abyss. You guys were walking a lot. You finally escaped the clutches of Gracklestug, unenslaved, again.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Stopped a would-be tyrannical, dragon from conquering the city. We're given loot and heading out. I did some bad math on my part. You guys should have been there probably like a day ago or so, but it's fine because we can just start you guys off with entering Netherlight Grove. I should probably play the music for myself.
Place the drow really wanted to go.
Yeah, all the drow. Every single drow, I believe, said in unison, "Yes, let's go to the grove."
I don't believe that, but let's continue anyways.
You guys approach, and it takes a little bit of guidance, almost from Stool and Rumpendump, but you find a small cave or tunnel that you walk through, flooded with mushrooms. Not a good spot.
They could cast
Oh,
guidance. That's cool.
no, no, they just guided you.
Oh, I see.
Pale cream and beige stalks grow thick and tall, resembling a surfaced world forest. Fungi grow in profusion everywhere, and it's hard to find anything resembling a path between them. Giant caps of zirkwood mushrooms obscure your view of the cavern's ceiling, but luminescent fungi there give off a shimmering aura. With each step you take on the soggy ground, a rank scent of decay rises around you. I have some pictures.
Oh.
I have one more, not sure. Nope. Apparently not.
Place looks cool.
It is just head to toe, walls, floor to ceiling, covered in just bioluminescent fungi. It looks like you've entered another world altogether. Stool and Rumpedump are fully aware of where to go, and they kind of pull you along and guide you to the rest of the Myconid people. Here, there you see
Mm-hmm.
two large. Well, you see a bunch of like medium-sized or small Myconids that are working and doing a variety of things throughout this grove. You see two large Myconids just standing and almost sometimes gesturing as if they're speaking. But the first thing you notice when this is all happening is it is eerily quiet inside this place.
Mm.
Just the small trickles of water, the squishing of the mushrooms beneath your feet. Everyone roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
It's preferable to the yelling and grackle stuff.
Damn.
Not even just the yelling, it's like the ting, ting, ting that happens day and night. Okay. Keyleth, do you not have a working character sheet right now? Is that still, right?
Yeah, I rolled
Okay. I will
for
roll
them. I already.
Rogi, and I
Yeah.
will just tell him the results if he succeeds later.
Big 8
12.
from Keeluth. You're
Yep,
welcome.
you got it. Frankie, I'll say him Rogi, but I'll explain it later when he's here. Frankie, you're the only one who kind of notices the very soft, very light music and singing echoing from the large cavern behind the grove. Just, and I mean just, loud enough to be noticeable.
Do you guys hear that?
The fact that you already
Don't
spoke
hear
at this,
anything.
the fact that you spoke at all, Frankie, suddenly you can't hear it anymore. It's like your own voice just drowned it out.
Oh wait, it's gone. Oh wait, no. Wait. Uh,
It's really fucking with you because as you speak, you lose it, but as you sit there in silence, you hear it.
Hold
Ray,
on a sec. Hold on. Shut up.
It's
Shut up.
that
Shut up.
are you well?
like,
Do
shut
you
up,
not hear the
everybody.
music?
No.
Listen.
Eventually, after a moment of pure silence, just barely do the rest if you hear the faint music. Just barely.
Our voice on the air.
I
Thank you.
had it, don't worry. Going to break the mountain on us. Other things,
No!
other things you notice as walking around you are these Zerkwoods, these awakened Zerkwoods that are like almost patrolling, but they stomp past you. Some of them even give a moment to look at all of you, but notice who you're with, and just kind of keep walking through. So
Will they try to pick mushrooms or some shit like that?
you're gonna pick some mushrooms?
No, Rogi would probably try to.
Oh, I don't know about that. He's probably more interested in probably talking to the big Myconids.
Fair.
Do we really want to indulge in this? That music is a little.
Like I said, just as you speak, you can't hear it anymore. As soon as there's a noise around you, it's gone. It's that quiet.
Mm-hmm. Still, the music is a little foreboding for the other Myconids we met up with, and yeah, Gunter wants to point that out.
Not sure what that music is.
I'll say beyond the mud and mushrooms that spread across the cavern, a large clear pool sits in the midst of the fungal grove. A central mound seems to be the only dry spot in sight, though a small cliff rises above the cavern floor, far across the clearing, with a visible mushrooms, giant mushrooms visible in the distance, and bioluminescent fungi trace strange constellations along the cavern's ceilings and walls, showing the darkness of the ravine and a mist-shrouded smaller cavern beyond, which is where you're hearing partially some of the music from.
Nobody's like approaching us or anything?
They're seeming to be like just working, doing things. Some of the work you see is kind of understandable, but kind of weird. Where like
Yeah.
some people are moving in like a dead animal and throwing it into like a mushroom grove, and then
Mm-hmm.
they just kind of like pour water over it, maybe like throw some other mushrooms on top of it. It seems weird, but to a degree, especially as intelligent, wizards, you get that they're just feeding the mushrooms around them. This is what they live off of.
Mm.
So while maybe a little unsightly, not malevolent or anything, just day in life.
It seems. Gunter is a little conflicted. Uh, is it worth asking if they know of a way to the surface? I know Stool said that there might be someone here, but
I mean, we could rule it out at least. It doesn't hurt.
it might hurt. We don't know that yet.
Why would it hurt?
He just kind of shakes his head.
Something here gonna hurt us?
Maybe not. I'm gonna get off the lizard,
Okay.
and I am going to just kind of.
As you, I would say, as you jump down and you kind of splash a little bit in the soggy ground, this is when the two larger myconids kind of turn their head and they see you, and they approach.
Yeah, just do quick open palms, show I have nothing.
Right. They shake spores, rapport spores. and they're like voluminous compared to like what stool does.
Like,
These are big. Like they're not blinding or anything, but it's clearly noticeable when the air gets a little hazy around you.
yeah, I'm not gonna imagine I can avoid this, and I'm just gonna brush
I
it
mean,
out of my face.
you can try, but it's how they speak.
Yeah, just lightly brush it out of my face.
Yeah. One of them welcomes you with honest enthusiasm and says, hey, Rogi's here. We were just
Just in
starting."
time.
Fill
Yeah.
him in because this part's important for him.
Okay, so you're in Neverlight Grove.
Wow, we made it.
We made it there. I did a miscalculation. You should have been there like a day or two ago. I
Oh,
just threw you guys in it. Um, I do you want me to go through the description of what it looks like real quick?
I would love that if
I
you
know
guys are
yeah.
okay with that.
If everyone else is fine, I can go through the description
Yeah,
real quick.
do it.
As you entered the beginning area, which is here, pale cream and beige stalks grow thick and tall, resembling a surface world forest. Fungi grow in profusion everywhere, and it's hard to find anything resembling a path between them. The giant caps of zircwood mushrooms obscure your view of the cavern ceiling, but luminescent fungi there give off a shimmering aura. With each step taken on the soggy ground, a rank scent of decay rises around you. Furthermore, I describe the place as also being eerily quiet, and it's because myconids don't speak, for the most part. Save except far away, almost as if on the wind, a faint singing and some music can be heard. But the moment anyone speaks or does anything, it's drowned out. Furthermore, as you reach the central basin, beyond the mud and mushrooms that spread across the cavern, a large clear pool sits in the midst of the fungal grove. A central mound seems to be the only dry spot in sight, though a small cliff rises above the cavern floor across the clearing, with giant mushrooms visible in the distance. Bioluminescent fungi trace strange constellations along the cavern ceilings and walls, showing the darkness of the ravine and a mist-shrouded smaller cavern beyond. And as Gundra got off the giant riding lizard, this is when the two large myconids have now approached you, spreading their spores, which are big and voluminous, in order to speak with you all.
Rogi immediately inhales.
Yep. Ah, welcome, friend.
He hold his breath.
You're gonna hold your breath? I mean, you can, but it's not gonna be effective.
You'd have to run.
Yeah, it's that pervasive. It's like if you took a
Lizard up, boy.
it's like if you took like a giant bag of dust and just fucking crushed it right there in the room. It just went everywhere. But welcome. Uh you must be visitors. And look who we have here. Ah, yes. Is that Duel and Rumpadump? Oh, you've been missing for so long. And that
Yeah,
kind of say, uh, yeah, thank you for having us, Philo. Sovereign Philo.
Which one do they address when they address Sovereign Philo?
This one right here.
This one?
Yep.
Cool.
And he has like his arm. He's giving you like a welcome with just honest enthusiasm. He goes, you are safe, friendly Softers. You arrive at a wondrous time, where Neverlight Grove is on the verge of something great, something marvelous. We should
that's
celebrate, as the day of joy is nigh.
That
And it's
we-
time to
And
go.
the other one looks at you, and goes, yes, I am Sovereign Basidia. I too welcome you all here.
thank you, but ultimately we were just here to drop off the two of your own and ask if you know of a way to the surface. Outside of
This
that,
Basidia looks at you and just says, yes, the surface. I personally do not, but I may ask around the Explorer Circle for you. They travel far and wide, searching for new places. And as you've come here and delivered two of our young people, we have to honor this.
Where's Sarah?
Uh, one of them just says, I don't know anyone by that name. Philo?
Insight check.
Okay, go ahead. He seems honest. He has no idea. He's never heard the name before.
Have
Okay.
any other drow passed through here?
Ah, drow, yes. Philo, you encountered some drow. Ah, yes. The drow, they were here. We offered them stay as well. Uh, let's see, what happened? They, I think they left, if I'm not mistaken. And Philo and Basidia kind of just looks at him and goes, "Oh, I was not aware that they had left. Ah, yes, I think it was about a day or two ago. We had several drow here.
Left where to?
I'm not certain. How would you describe this friend of yours?"
Male, mildly handsome, warrior.
Like him, but with longer
Basidia,
hair.
Basidia just kind of sits there and he's confused by the term male and
Mhm.
handsome.
Mhm.
But when you say you with longer hair, Basidia looks off and thinks. Father goes, "Nope. I think they were with the group of drow who left." And Philo again, or Basidia again looks at Philo and goes, "Huh, I do not remember them leaving. I'm sure I would have remembered that."
Is something
Philo goes,
possibly affecting your mind?
"No, no, no, no. It's ridiculous."
Really?
Philo chimes in and goes, "Ah, yes, that would be foolish. I will say, while we are asking around, I mean, feel free to explore the grove as you wish. Ask any one of our circles anything you would like. I only politely ask that you avoid the Eastern Plateau. The Circle of Masters are preparing a wondrous and glorious surprise in the Garden of Welcome. But I could give you a sneak peek tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
I don't
It will
know
be
if we'll be.
quite exciting."
I don't know if we'll be staying that long, but
What is this big event that is happening?
Ah, that would be spoiling, wouldn't it? But it's for the
He
ladies.
was not entering the village.
You're already in the village, technically.
it's indistinguishable from the rest of the cave, aside
Yeah,
from it being covered in mushrooms. I think so. You got
yeah.
tricked, boy.
So you see these circles, these mushroom circles that are on the ground?
No.
Oh,
She is
right.
on her phone.
That's right. You're on your phone.
That's
Well, there are
fucking
big
great.
mushroom circle mounds on the ground, and that's kind of where people are working around. You could probably gather that's what they mean by like the circle of explorers, the circle of masters. They probably are housed or work around each of these meeting places.
That's not hopeful. Whatever.
I know, but I'm just giving you an idea. Uh, yeah. So Basidia just kind of stares at Philo, confused. Yes. Yes, I can be free to show you around if you would like. Philo, I'm sure you have lots of important things to do. Philo goes, "Ah, yes. Yes, of course. We have many things to do. We have to get ready for the ladies' big day. You know,
Um,
the great cedar can't do all this without us."
There is
can
tense
I
silence from Gundra.
can I try to discern how Basidia feels about Philo?
Roll me an insight check.
I specifically,
Nope.
they are giving
Yep,
them
you're good.
a lot of okay.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
I will say because you hit the nail on the head, you have advantage, and that's enough. The 9 is. And I will say, Basidia seems uncomfortable with Philo's behavior. And Stool and Rumpaduck, both as you look at him, you can easily discern that the harmony between Philo and Basidia is somehow off. And at this point, this is when Basidia again goes, "I will show you around. Please come with me."
I will turn. Rumpadump, Stool. Would you also like to show me around your home?
Rumpadub kind of backs up and nods his head. Stool is excited. He's fucking down.
Cool.
And so you as a group, all just kind of break off while Philo goes.
I will give. If Rumpadump is leaving, I will walk up to Rumpadump and.
Oh, Rumpadub's not leaving. He's joining you guys.
Oh, I thought you meant shake his head as in a no.
I meant
Okay,
I meant like nod his head.
cool, rad. All right, I'm ready to be shown.
Okay.
Rogi is very excited.
As you're walking kind of just away, Basidia kind of looks back and shakes new spores into the air. Ones that aren't mixed with Philo.
Hmm.
Stool
I
will
inhale.
do the same.
Ugh.
Yes. I'm sorry for being clandestine, but I wouldn't stay in Neverlight Grove too long. There was another group of softers who arrived here not too many cycles ago and accepted Philo's offer. I believe they were taken into the Garden of Welcome, and I have not seen them come back since. Philo keeps telling me that they left somehow.
So you're being
Yes.
lied to.
I don't know if I'm being lied to necessarily. We do not typically lie here. Not especially when we meld.
Is it
Have you
possible Philo's
melded?
possessed by a demon?
A what now?
An outsider. A thing of corruption and decay unlike the natural kind.
No, but I sense something of an alien nature. Which is
Have you
unusual.
melded with Philo recently?
No, I have not. Although
Hmm.
Philo has been recommending that as a group, instead of melding with our inherent circles, that some of the circle leaders meld together. The Circle of Masters.
Hmm.
I can give you a tour of all the area and introduce you to these people, but I believe you said you were looking for a way to the surface?
Yes.
No. You're free to rest here for like a night, or 2 nights. But I would recommend leaving, but I will show you to the leaders.
Before we head anywhere, you said they were sent to a grove of welcoming.
The Garden of Welcome. Yes.
Where is that?
He points to that far off cavern to the east.
The one with the big mushroom?
Yeah.
Whew. Okay.
Is that somewhere on the map, by the way?
Yeah.
This
Can you
one?
not see the map?
Yeah,
It's,
okay. That huge thing. Cool.
Yeah. He said it's over that direction. I haven't gone. We have not gone over there as Philo requested. We are both co-sovereigns here. My group encountered his. We sort of melded our communities.
How long ago was this?
Who's died many cycles.
Hmm.
But Philo goes on about the great cedar who lives beyond the garden.
And forgive me, but you do not seem to be on the same, well, cycle or seeing spore to spore
I see.
as
Yeah.
as Philo is. How long has this been happening?
Mm, several cycles. I'm not quite sure when it started, but yes, he does not seem himself, and he keeps saying these words I don't understand.
Like
He,
what?
she, and her. It's
Hmm.
confusing. I don't know. I'm worried Philo has contracted some sort of diseased spore from the Garden of Welcome, but for fear of even infecting myself and others, I dare not go in there.
Hmm.
However, if you all could look into this for me, I would be most welcome. As a sign of friendship, he reaches over and kind of moves some mushrooms to the side and pulls out this moldy scroll and then hands it to whoever will take it.
Rogi will take it.
Okay. You have a scroll of protection against fiends.
Oh!
Mm. One moment, need to look up and see if I can even use this.
Yep. If you could do this for me and my grouping, I could provide additional rewards, but it would mean a lot.
Is this to help us in the garden, or is this an initial kind
This
of
is
payment?
this is a sign of friendship, if anything.
Oh,
You do
well,
not have
this
to
is...
go. You do not have to go into the garden. I would not. If you think it dangerous, I would not put you at risk.
That is very kind of you.
Neverlight Grove is a safe place. We strive to make it as such. Furthermore, he explains that he can also brew potions out of different molds and fungi. He can craft a common or uncommon potion in 8 hours, or a rare potion in 2 days.
Oh.
So he has that ability. So if you want to look up potions, see what you want, that might be something.
Cool.
Okay. Then he kind of continues on with the tour, so to speak, leaving you to kind of talk to yourselves as he guides you.
Speaking aloud and specifically trying not to use any sort of spores. Are you all prepared to deal with this infection? There might be somebody worth saving.
I think there is an
I
entire
don't see
community
who.
worth saving, so yes. Who do
I
you
say we
think is
leave
worth saving?
If any of the drow that were caught up in this were priestesses or anybody of importance,
Gundra. Don't fool yourself. They're all dead.
I believe there is something to be gained here. And as long as we have protection, points at the scroll, we can relatively back out of this with not much problem.
Remember what happened the last time you said that.
I don't, out of character.
You died. You died.
You died.
Which, to be fair, Gundra could have just erased that whole conversation from his mind when he
It's
came back
true.
to life.
I want to be proven wrong as well. I want to see some strange caster commanding these mushrooms. I want to see some pathetic little worm thinking themselves a queen of these idiotic myconids. Anything but what I think it is.
They are not idiotic myconids. They are very
And
smart
when
and
you
very
find out
kind.
that whatever you hope to be the case is not the case. I don't know much about magic, but I do know that if the worst case scenario is the scenario, that scroll will do nothing.
Let's just take this
I
tour.
say we leave, take our risks with the deep gnomes, as horrible as an idea as that is.
You want to leave now before they even check and see if they have a way to the surface?
I don't want to stay here longer than a day.
Yeah, Basidia chimes in as you approach a grouping of people, which they're not on the map, unfortunately.
It's good.
Yeah, they should have it on there. They just don't. Oh well. You see a medium-sized myconid he seems to be like dragging like some sort of underdark creature through. Uh, I don't know much about underdark wildlife. I don't know what would just be around. So, you imagine it's some basic game.
Hairy cow.
Yeah, the hairy cows.
Rothe.
Yurthe or whatever.
Rothe.
Rothe, that's right, Rothe. And he's just like, he's pulling it along. And Basidia goes, ah, yes, this is our leader of the Circle of Hunters. Luba Oob. Oh, that's a hard name to say.
The Baum.
What?
Hold on, I'll have you guys try it. Lubamoob.
Lubamoob.
Lubamoob. Lubamoob, lubamoob.
My name's Shaka Uka, and my dad knows God.
And he kind of like looks at all. He goes, "Hi, yes. How can I help you all?" Basia explains, "Yes, in the Circle of Hunters, these lean and tall Myconids here, they go out into the wilderness and search down things that have died close by, and they bring them through. Or then we, as the sovereigns here, we reanimate them. We have them work until eventually they're allowed to rot and join the cavern's detritus bed."
Wow.
Wouldn't that be a circle of scavengers then?
Truly nothing goes
That-
unused. This is amazing.
Lubamu just looks at you and goes, "That's what I said. But it's been the name for I don't know how long. Since I was a sprout." You could tell he's kind of like a jaded, just warrior guy. He's like, nah,
That
nothing else
that
to it."
response puts Gundra in so much ease because Circle of Hunters being described like that made him think, oh, they're lying to us. And how he's like, no, the name's stupid. I fucking hate it. It's just like, oh, it is just a weird phrasing.
Yeah. He just goes, we've already been having enough problems out there in the fungal wilds, too. We got this alpha grick running around causing us all kinds of fucking problems. He didn't say fucking. I think if anything, there's a translation to it that just doesn't make sense.
Pretty sure he
You're
says
great.
fucking.
There's
Sure, we'll just go
there's
with
a
it.
censor like
Yeah, like what was that? It's a word you don't have, but you get the meaning behind it. Because, and we also have this shambling mound to walk around, just exhausting all the soil in the place. We're busy enough as it is, but God, I just want to put him down. What do you guys need again?
Circle of Explorers. They have a way out,
Uh,
perhaps.
Yeah. Hey, well, good. They're over in that direction, but good luck with whatever you're doing, softers. Hey, and if you meet Philo, don't talk to him too long. He's a weird guy.
I don't intend to.
Smart man. Smart softer, I think you would probably more accurately say.
Smart
But,
creature. Smart,
smart
dog.
thing. Smart dog.
They don't know what dogs are. They just call everyone.
They absolutely don't. Everything's a softer.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, Basidia just kind of, he's a little rough, but enjoyable. This way, please. He then takes you to the northern terraces. OotA. You can tell water trickling from the walls of this vast cavern are channeled into a crude but effective terraced irrigation system. A thick, sweet smell fills the air from the thousands of fungi of all colors and sizes, many glowing with a strange, inviting light. Yes, this Gaspide, he is the leader of the Circle of Builders. And he kind of looks at you and goes, ah, yes. Softers, oh, brilliant. You come from outside the grove, correct? Just
No.
very excited.
No, we've just been hiding here this entire time.
There's a word for that. I don't know what it is. Please, you have to tell me of what your structures are like.
No, I don't.
Please,
just looking at other people.
I have all these
We don't
ideas,
have to
and
do
I just need
anything for you if you don't offer payment.
This
I don't
is
know what
not
that means.
true.
I don't know what that means,
Here.
but
Do you have anything to write on? Maybe we can
no,
draw
no,
some of these structures.
just describe them to me like they are my dreams.
Well, you might be a little disappointed because where I come from,
Rogi,
not
that's a
very
weird word.
interesting.
It's a weird word. Dream. Myconids don't dream.
Oh, they specifically. Okay.
It's like he's probably thinking imagination, but it's still weird wording. Because I'm looking for such, like, I need. How big do you think this is? And he kind of he moves his hands and does a length. Now, if anyone wants to try to make an intelligence check to see exactly how long he's trying to think,
I
how big it should
will.
be.
And
Sure.
so will Gundra.
No, I don't want to help. I don't want.
Gundra
I
will
will
not.
try.
Fuck.
Okay, not great. Okay, that's a nat 20 minus 2. But you can kind of guess probably 6.5 inches, maybe 7. Yes, I'm looking for fungal, like woods about this big that I just need, like a certain density of the lumber for what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build a fungal tower, you see, even greater than Yigmorgis.
Do I have any idea what Yigmorgus is?
You've never heard of it.
What is Yigmorgus?
It's just beyond that way. And he points to that large cavern with the giant mushroom in it. I probably could show you a picture of it. It's odd to see at certain angles because of the cavern walls that kind of close in, but you could see the top of it fair enough.
Wow.
It's an amazing, impressive display.
Wow.
We're hoping it breaks through the Underdark into the surface world. We're hoping, with the aid of Arimakos, of course.
Aramakos?
The aid of what?
The
Excuse
aid,
you.
the aid of what?
Who is Arimakos? What is
Oh,
Arimakos?
I don't know what that is.
I see.
You
I
just
just know.
said it.
Right? Yeah, I still don't know. I think that's what everyone else tells me.
Oh,
Wonderful.
you said you dream of what our
I just have all these
buildings look like?
ideas and like these visions of all these structures that I don't think any Mycan has ever thought up.
Oh.
You know what? I've decided I will help you. Here's an idea, and I'm going to minor illusion, specifically this shape in front of him. The
Oh my god!
the
And
the three
here's the
smoke
thing.
spokes thing.
Okay, and he's gonna sit there and like take his hand, and he's trying desperately, and I mean desperately, to map out its exact dimensions.
Oh, the
This
spell's fading.
Oh, what? No,
Damn, that
no, no,
place looks cool.
play, no, and then it fades away and goes, oh,
I might be able to do it again tomorrow, but we might be gone by then. I'm sorry.
okay, but I appreciate it. Hope you guys stay around for the big celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Basidia's like, yes, right this way, Softers. He moves you
Arimakos.
to, he moves you to another area.
Yeah. While we're going, what is
Oh.
Arimakos, please?
I'm not sure. It's another word I don't understand that's been thrown around. It resonates with some importance, but I don't know. It's like when they say she or her. It's a word I don't understand. I imagine it has something to do with mushrooms.
Can the smart people make an intelligence check to see
Ooh.
what language that word is from?
Okay, you know what?
I
Yeah.
can do that, yeah.
Anyone who wants to make a nature check, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, right. I'll try. Oof.
Nature's dumb and I don't know about it.
It's not one of the 12 plants I learned the scientific names of.
Yeah.
Gavin, you want to roll?
I can.
I mean, that's up to you. Nature check. You're a ranger.
Sure. Why not? Doesn't mean I'm good at nature, but
I mean, true. Okay.
You're better
Frankie?
than me.
Frankie,
not by much.
you have heard of the legend of Arya Mykos. And it's just being told, it's like, oh, did you know the largest living organism on the planet is Aryamycos? It's just a giant singular series of mushrooms, all like a single connective tissue, or a single brain, so to speak. It's just one of those like, did you know the largest creature in the world is the blue whale? This
You
is like,
mean like it's like a mind flayer brain?
no. It's like it's like a series of connected mushrooms that
It
operate under a single
it is
like
like
mind.
it is like the real world fact of, did you know the world's largest organism is a mushroom that's in a cave in like
Yeah,
Washington?
yeah, basically like that. It's that equivalent, only it's said to go miles and miles and miles.
Actually, I have a very important question.
Hmm?
Where's confidence?
Oh,
He's
with
with you
us?
guys.
Yeah, he's trudging
Okay.
along.
Okay.
It is a very
Long-
important question. He's trucking along, don't worry. He's having a little bit of a hard
Jesus
time.
has not dismounted.
Hmm.
Good to know. Uh,
Beautiful.
basically, yeah, Frankie, you know all of that. Whatever you want to relay is up to you.
Yeah, just a legend I heard up on the surface by some storytellers.
Hmm.
It's supposedly the biggest organism in the world.
Mm.
Just a mushroom.
Okay. What does that mean then? Is this next one the Guild of Explorers or whatever the hell you
No,
call
he
them?
brings you to the circle of growers. This is the leader, Hepape. I'm doing my best. Apparently I do better with fucking Koto names.
Hepape. That's good. Yeah, you got it. You,
Okay.
Daniel, just confidently say something and you'll
You're
be
right,
right.
I should, but I can't because I read as I'm saying it, I'm also reading it, and it's fucking me up.
That's fair.
He just kind of explained. Hapabe doesn't really say much. He doesn't. He's busy. It seems. He kind of notes you're there. He just kind of waves. And he's like, yeah. Basidia is taken up with the fact that he just explains. These are the people who are the farmers. They ensure the soil remains fertile, and they're tending to all the fungi around. That's just their job.
Hmm.
He brings you then. You could always have a variety of questions while this is going on. He brings you to another group. It says, yes, this is the circle of sporers. The circle amount devoted to sporting new myconids.
Hmm.
And you see a few of them that are freshly spored, are no more than a few inches tall, and clearly just have no awareness. Like, they might have, like, arms and a little face, like Baby Groot, but if Baby Groot was just like,
Mm-hmm.
just not aware of anything yet. This is the circle, your Barapop. That name in. He's the circle leader. And you can see him, and he seems to just be working, tending to these little guys. But he's swaying back and forth. As if to, like, music that you really kind of can't
Oh.
hear.
Is he dancing?
Is he what?
Dancing. There were some of the other people that we met that said they were from here who were dancing when we saw them.
Oh, I don't know much about that.
Up and Dump, you were with them.
Yeah, they were doing something weird. I don't really know what.
It's rhythmic foot movements. Some, well,
But
body
they're doing
movements.
They were
Oh,
getting weird.
That is dancing. Point to your brop.
Oh, okay. Uh, I'm not too sure about it, but some of them have been doing some of these movements. I think it has to do with that thing we were discussing earlier.
Is
The
this one?
diseased spores.
Yes, they are very much diseased.
If any of you would like, you could try to insight check him if you were poor with him.
The new guy, the guy who
Your
Yeah,
brop?
the new guy. Yeah.
Sure.
I
Okay. As
I'll
you get
take his
close, you kind
spores.
of breathe. You kind of breathe in the spores. Just roll in a wisdom insight check for me. You kind of wow, that's good. It seems to be a lullaby of some kind. It sings of the great cedar and her wedding to the great body, and how every Myconid is invited, bringing joy to all in the world below and above.
Excuse me.
Oh, hi! How can I help?
Hello. That was a very interesting lullaby you are singing.
Isn't it just?
Where did you learn it from, may I ask?
Oh, I don't know.
Insight check.
Okay.
Does he really not know, or is he lying to me? Okay.
He just seems to kind of be carefree. He doesn't really know, just kind of feeling it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
I don't
That's
know.
radical, bro.
But it's kind of nice, isn't
So
it?
cool. It is. It is very.
Uh, One thing you guys start to notice as you're sitting there, you notice there are two, like, Chul spore servants standing almost embedded into the fungi cavern walls, but are clearly, quote unquote, alive. And they're kind of blocking the path up to this cavern, which would lead you to the Garden of Welcome. Or they're standing on either side.
I see.
Oh, don't mind them. They just don't let people go up there unless someone tells me they can go up there. Like Basidia or Philo. They're harmless though. Little sweeties.
Hmm.
And aren't you guys little sweeties? And he's kind of forgotten that he's had a conversation with you all, and has kind of gone back to tending to the little spores.
Once we are disconnected, one, do you
Hmm.
inform us about the contents of the lullaby that you heard?
Oh yes, yes. I will say. He was singing about some sort of female entity, some sort of woman. Or you would say female entity. Um, and said that there was something about her bringing her love and joy above and below
Did it say
in all
how?
of the worlds. Do not know. Did I imagine the word grow in there, Daniel?
Um,
It's using the great entity to uh her and the great
no.
entity will do it is what I'm basically trying to understand.
The great
Okay.
cedar and her wedding to the great body, and how every
Great
Mike is
body.
invited, bringing joy to all to the world above and below.
Something about a great body and a marriage. I don't know. It was very strange. It was very pretty, but very strange.
Mushroom leader, I've forgotten your name. I apologize.
Basidia.
The
He kind
city.
of does a gentle bow.
What do you do whenever there is a severe infection?
Hmm. Some of the times we just leave. And at this point, as you enter another area as you're walking away, these terraces are quite calm. The only sounds here are soft, like ploopy splashes as water drips from the stalactites above onto the claps of oversized mushrooms sprouting from earthly mush. You kind of go to more of this area over here, a little bit of ways.
Hmm.
And another Myconid shows up, joins the conversation, goes, yeah, we typically leave where we are. And things are definitely weird here, as I'm sure you're guessing at, Softer. Clearly some kind of infection.
Who is saying that?
A new person who's just arrived. A new Myconid. Ah, yes, sorry. This is Rasharu. He's the leader of the Circle of Explorers.
Hello.
Uh,
My name is Gundra, and I would very much like to get to the surface before I am found by violent creatures who wish me harm.
Hmm. Yeah, I can agree with you there.
Perhaps we can go together. It would be a very
I-
nice experience to get away from this.
yeah, I don't typically stay inside here the Grove too often. I keep coming back and knowing things get weirder and weirder. And I keep telling Basidia here, you know, something's wrong. We need to leave. But Basidia is just sympathetic and likes to stay with them. I tell him we got a few escape plans already I've made up. I've got nutrient caches along the way, hidden along exit tunnels in case, Basidia wants us to get out of here. Return to a more nomadic lifestyle like I grew up with. But
So
he's not
you
going to.
guys have a plan.
Well, I have a plan, but City doesn't want to do anything until we can find out if this disease thing is bad or not, as bad as I think it is or not. Look, I know many. As far as finding a way to the surface, I'd have to go and meld with a lot of my other explorers and find a path. I know a lot of promising paths, but that's not the same thing. We typically don't go to the sunlit world.
Hmm. If we were to go explore this, would that be fair trade for any information? Explore the infection and see if we can find its roots.
Hell, if you can get rid of the whatever this disease is or this infection, all fine by me. Then I can still keep these escape routes in case the city wants to get us out of here.
He holds up
But
a hand. Know that some infections are so deep, the only way to cure it is to raise every
uh,
single inch.
I see what you mean. I'll leave that up to Basidia. I'm just an explorer.
Fair
If he
enough.
wants to tell the Zerkwood guys to start stamping them out, fine by me. But I'll go. I can spend about a day or two, melding with my explorers, get that information. You're free to join us.
Okay.
I mean, nobody here is going to say no to a melding, but if you want that information, probably one of the quickest ways.
Can meld with you. Bogey
Alright,
says, just very excited. Big grin just goes over his face.
okay.
Matt,
Doesn't matter to me. We'll be doing that later tonight.
Just let me know when.
Now, you'll know. Everyone will start gathering up in their circles. And then he kind of just leaves to talk to the rest of his group.
Speaking out loud again,
Can I, before he goes too far, try to determine if there was a sense of fear to what he was saying? Is he afraid or is he kind of just like annoyed?
Roll an insight.
hmm,
Okay.
Hey,
Neither real fear. Well, partial fear, I would probably say. Not, he's definitely annoyed, but most of it is just he seems just paranoid.
hmm,
But it's just he's the guy who leaves and comes back and finds things different every time, or things getting weirder every time he comes back. So he's the one he's become more paranoid than everyone else about something being wrong here.
hmm.
He's not
okay.
acclimated. That you were saying Gundra out loud.
Out loud, not in the mind meld as best I can. I don't know how
Right.
compulsory that is, but you know. So
Uh, there's a limit, yeah.
my current theory is this: Demogorgon's presence has rooted up other demonic cults. One of the Myconids here is the father of Zuktmoy, and is using the large mushroom. What was it? Uh, Aramikos, I believe, as a ritual to empower her in the region. We destroy Aramikos, or at least what stands of it here, the cult loses its power. And then people are free to direct us to a safer place. It should be
While you're
easy.
doing that, I will be right back. Gotta pee.
It should be easy enough. Just a few bouts of fire. Let it burn. Go through. It's living tissue, so it will take some time, but I don't believe it will be too much of an issue. We will need permission to get past those points at the spore servants that are blocking the way partially. But we have one person on our side. Does anybody take issue with this?
I am frankly just amazed you want to help at all in the first place, so no.
It is
I'll take what I can
curious.
get.
You must have some ulterior motive.
My ulterior motive is I want to leave here as soon as possible. And if I'm being
Believable.
completely honest, the sight of Demogorgon has made me upset at the sight of any demonic incursion, even if it's small time, like what I believe is here.
I need more gold so I can copy your fire spells. Those are nice. I like them.
If we take an hour, I can give you burning hands. Is that enough?
I think you already did. That one's the one I really like.
Well, that's the one I might mainly use. He touches his fireball necklace. Thinking of using this. If
It was a
needed.
different feeling to just cook everything.
Keylus, you were protesting being here. Do you have any alternative ideas? You're muted, by the way. Keylus? Oh no.
Oh no, Keyleth has lost her
No!
voice. He is only thinking in spores and we cannot hear him.
Fucking dead.
Oh no.
She might be fighting 9 brown recluses.
Oh god, I hope not.
She found 4 in her house so far.
I hate those fuckers.
Oh no. Keyleth is dead.
Keylus is fucking dead.
Alright, I'm back.
Frankie, what do you think?
Frankie?
Oh. Frankie is dead. We are dropping.
What?
Do you have any opinions? Gundra has suggested that we set fire to a gigantic mushroom thing.
After we investigate it.
He didn't say that, but sure.
Oh,
I don't see what the danger is. Is this one of your drow fear things where you're afraid of anything that's not drow?
It's possibly it's possibly a cult to some decay monster. They intend to pierce the surface, and that's enough for me to step back and think, this may affect me in due time.
An invasion.
I have been
perhaps.
saying this the whole time. But perhaps, we don't go in hands blazing. We see what is happening
Yeah,
and get
until-
permission
I like
from
that.
Basidia.
Go
In
get
order to
hands
do this?
blazing.
It's fine. I don't know the spell Burning Hands.
Until we have
Yeah.
proof of corruption, there's no need to ransack the place.
We have proof of infection. That's enough.
I do not think the people in charge would say it's enough.
We don't need to tell them? I don't know what the problem is.
No, we do need to tell them because 2 reasons. One, this is a very special place, and I am not going to be okay with killing all of the myconids here.
We
This
might
is a
not
species
need
that
to.
needs to be
We
preserved.
might just have to destroy the focal point.
Secondly, if we do not have permission, as you said, this will be, regardless of what action we take, we may incur the wrath of all of the people here.
Most of them are
There are a lot of
infected.
interconnected things. Yes, yes. This is why I'm saying we need permission from at least some, so that they do not all turn
We have
if this
him.
goes badly.
If we get his permission, he can deal with the fallout. He's
w-
pointing to our
uh,
guide. Keep forgetting
I
his
do
name. I
not,
won't remember it.
I do not.
Lydia.
The city.
We do not
Basidia.
have their permission to do this yet.
Then
Is what I'm
ask.
saying.
Then ask them.
They have. No, I'm not going to ask them to burn
You are
their
going to
place
ask them
down.
for permission to enter, and we will do what we need to. We will do what services are required to save
This is the
whatever
thing that I am
remains.
saying I am not okay with. We
Eventually,
go in, we
Basidia
figure
actually
it out.
chimes in telepathically. He goes, "Is everything okay here? I noticed your vibrations are becoming louder and more distressed."
We're arguing about food.
Ah, understandable. We have plenty here. Just pick whatever you find.
Basidia, we are not arguing about food. He is lying to you. We
What?
need to figure out what is it that you want to figure out about what is going on in there? What do you need to know in order to make a decision of what to do next?
Hmm. How dangerous the situation is, and if it can be stopped or not.
Well, to
Very
do
well.
that, we will need to get past those guarding stones, and he points at the creatures.
Ah, yes, the Chules. That was a lucky find for us. Yes, no, that absolutely is. My title as sovereign, you are free to leave beyond those points.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's all I will ask of you. And
It's not.
know, if any hardship may come to you, I try to avoid it the best I can.
We will weather anything. Our only, damn Nat, our only thing we would like is to grow in peace and harmony.
Well, Gunter thinks about saying more, but he doesn't.
Okay, sure.
Well, do we need to do any preparations before we go forward?
Uh, Basidia asks if you would like a potion of some kind.
That's
If there's
true.
one that you have an idea that he would like to make in an 8-hour time period. You're free to leave and do this quest whenever you want. You're free to even like look for the creatures that were bothering the circle of hunters. Or if you just want to hang out and meld, that's a thing too.
I
But
don't want to do any of those things.
as far as food and water goes, you guys are fine.
Yeah.
Literally all around you. Like the
Okay.
water is clean, you know, for the most part. Probably cleaner than the Dark Lake, to be honest. And
Mhm.
you know, there's enough edible mushrooms here to sustain you all perfectly. But if you just want to hang out, talk to people, or go right on in, it's your choice.
How much is the 8-hour potion? What level?
It's a common or again, just to be 100%. You can
Common, I
craft a
thought you said.
common or uncommon potion. A rare potion takes 2 days.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Damn. I'm not finding anything that's immediately feeling useful. Unless somebody wants like a potion of growth. Or just a healing potion. Greater healing is uncommon, so.
I mean,
Yep,
I
you
think
make
any healing potions would always be helpful for
greater
our
healing
group.
potion is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Basidia has also promised you additional rewards if you go and investigate the Garden of Welcome
Mm-hmm.
on his behalf, its behalf.
Asking to make
We
a
want
healing.
more of Gundra's spells, so I'm down for that side quest.
And yeah, you get the side quest. The side quest would be the
Especially since I know it will irritate the drow.
Yep, you guys can also hunt down those shambling mounds and Grix. Well, I will tell you right now, probably won't be too hard. They have an idea of where they are. The problem is they're just to gather people to go take them on is a challenge. They're not exactly warriors here.
Mm,
They have awakened Zerkwoods, which are like, mushroom ints essentially, but they're more just for protection of the main location.
Mm-hmm.
Not really like, they don't really send them out to fight things for them.
mm.
All right. Spells.
Yeah, he can start working on a greater healing potion if you guys want.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Current spell list: Burning Hands, Magic Missile, Shield, Silent Image, Detect Magic, Expeditious Retreat, Mage Armor, Fairy Fire is not a spell I have in my spell book. It is a natural spell I have. Disguise Self, Identify, Mind Spike, Shadow Blade, Mirror Image, Ray of Enfeeblement.
Okay.
Are you saying that for my benefit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If any of those came to you, then we'll get on it. If not, if we end up not doing anything, well, he's making that potion. Let's go burn down a fucking ancient tree.
We'll do that.
I
Well,
mean, or you guys could
we
take a long rest and then get that potion, do whatever.
We just got here. We're fine.
That's fair.
if we
I have
want to
to be
know where
real
the
quick.
surface is, it would also be very helpful if at least one of us melded.
I think you should meld, Rogie.
Gundra is doing
Indeed.
nonverbals, like over to himself, basically having a conversation in his mind that amounts to him probably saying, "That's probably a bad idea." If Rogi's doing it, who cares?
So we should wait for whenever they do that, and then do whatever else we are going to do.
Yeah, and you have an open invitation. Each and any one of you can meld with any of these circles, which
At
you
any
don't
time,
necessarily.
or is it at a specific time?
I would say when it gets a little bit later,
Okay.
because they all have to they have apparently had an unspoken time where they get together, and they just start melding for a few hours.
I will say I have worries that the melding is how this infection spreads. Keep that in mind.
If you would like to know how to get to the surface, it seems like it is one of the only options on how to definitively know.
I know how to get to the surface. I just don't know how to get to it from here. This is a convenience, and if a convenience risks my life, it stops being one.
Mm.
If you would like to take this
Close
risk,
yourself off to so many opportunities with caring so much about your life, Gundra. Live a little.
And Rogi, you can also explain to them that what melding is.
yeah, I have no reference for that.
No one has any idea what melding means.
I just know it's some mind connection, and there's some of them that are acting strange and mentally are unfit, and some aren't.
Let's see. Well, is
Yeah,
there anything very important about melding that would be good to mention, Daniel? Is it?
it's a connection of feelings, hopes, dreams, emotions, fears,
Visions, everything.
everything, but you're doing it all at once at the same time. You're experiencing all of these things together at the same moment.
I see.
Something
Gundra, when you meld,
it's something insane.
you get to feel everything all at once. Everything that being has experienced, you get to experience.
Absolutely
You get to know
not.
everything. Their
No.
hopes, their fears, everything. Gundra, it is unlike anything that you can even imagine.
I'm not opening
And
myself
it is
up.
the most. Why not? You are so uptight. I think you could really benefit from this more than anyone else could.
You don't get to see what's in my mind. This is the one place I have that is private. He's pointing at his head. The idea of letting anyone access that is the greatest violation of my own privacy. Especially these things.
And
I'll
it's
just go up
Why
to.
do you
Mike and it
keep-
almost bumps Gundra walking past.
I nearly kick him. I don't, because I think better of it, but fuck this thing.
Why do you keep thinking of this idea of us versus them? You need to realize that we are all living things that are connected, Gandra.
Said like something that will be killed by another living thing. Life is
You're
struggle.
so
Life is
obsessed with death and this idea of life,
life
Gandra.
is avoiding death. I don't know why you don't understand that.
As I
Every
understand
single
more. You
no,
have not seen this, Gandra.
you've grown content in your life and it has made you weak. I have grown strong. I have worked so hard to get where I am. And I'm not going to throw it away just so I can experience some feelings with something else.
How did you become strong, Gandra?
By enduring every single ounce of pain I needed to and showing I would not yell in pain.
How do you think you will continue to get stronger? More pain? Is there ever an end to it?
The questions you ask show your ignorance.
Questions you refuse to answer show yours.
Gavin, do you see that message?
No?
Roll 20.
No?
Rio posted the thing for you in roll 20.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. My roll 20 had timed out.
No, okay.
Mine too. I think there was a server side thing.
Surprisingly, I've been okay, which is quite usually the opposite.
As you, I mean, Rogi will just turn to you, Thodane, and give a nod. And just say to Gundra, I am sad for all the things you will not let yourself experience. And I
Do
hope that
not.
someday, in your old age, you will let yourself try something other than pain. For your sake.
Go stick your pity anywhere else. It does not belong on me. It does not belong near me. You are a filthy little dwarf. You dig around in the
You,
mud and drink filth water and commune with mushrooms. I am on my way to being the most powerful thing in the Underdark. And all I need to do is survive long enough to become it.
well, you don't get to control where I put my pity. And Rogi will walk off and go, if it is late enough, meld with the
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
jump ahead.
meld.
Who else is melding?
I
Uh,
want to meld.
You'll
Thodane,
meld?
Thodane,
No,
Yeah, go ahead and meld.
I don't
Thodane,
need to meld.
I will say, if you want spells from Gundra, or if there's anything, it is temporarily closed off to you.
Fair enough.
By by race alone, he's decided this.
No, it's more like genuinely, he whispered something to Rogi, and he was like, "Oh fuck that, no,
Oh, okay.
It,
Hiring.
you're my
and
shit list."
I'll bring up the display of weakness we all witnessed, and then I'll get access again.
Yep. All right. Frankie, do you want to meld with the Myconids?
No.
It's a once in a
No.
lifetime opportunity. Keelu,
Yeah,
would
no.
you like to meld with any of the Myconids circled?
Keyloof.
I'm pretty sure Keyleth wants to.
No, absolutely not.
I highly doubt it.
I can just intuitively feel that Keyleth wants to
Kale?
meld.
Kale?
Eh.
Kyle!
Kale?
My boy!
Mom? Alright, I think she's dead or fell asleep or somewhere in between.
She's using data. She might be barely connected at the moment.
I mean, that's very true. We'll just move on.
Mm-hmm.
So Rogi, you sit down with the circle of explorers.
Yes.
You sit down and they start to meld, and it's them sharing all of their spores at the same time, but not it's different. It's not a conversation. And once again, you feel that bliss of being connected once again to other life forms so alien and so unlike your own, with lives that are just as similar to that. And information comes to you, but it's more you understand these people for a moment of what they want out of their lives, how they get to that point, the feelings that they have felt in just the most recent times, but it's every single one all at once flooding into you. It's euphoric. And then the information you sought after is almost like a discussion, but just a feeling of like pathways being found and discovered, and abandoned pathways found and discovered, abandoned pathways found, discovered, abandoned, and then it ends. An hour has gone by.
Wow.
Rasher kind of puts his hand on his hips, thinks for a moment, kind of turns to you and goes, I don't see a lot of paths that we've discovered out of here recently. We'll have to keep either melding or hope for some hope going down some of the promising ones will work.
We can just keep melding. That's fine.
Well, we have work to do, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
You could try some of the other ones, I suppose.
I I'm a little worried
Hmm?
based on everything that you have said about some of the other ones. Is there any other group or circle that is more similar to your and Basidia's way of thinking?
Um, growers and hunters, probably.
You know what? Rogi will go over and meld with the circle of hunters as well, if he has the ability to, just to see if he.
They're just almost finishing up, and you can't tell. But as you get in and breathe in all those spores, it hits you again. The euphoria of experiencing like dozens, 2 dozen, 3 dozens worth of myconids experiences in the past 10 days, their emotions, good, bad, all of it. And you just get this feeling, and it was the growers, correct? Or hunters, sorry.
Hunters.
Yep.
Yes.
You experience the life outside this place and how they just dig through, find carcasses and drag them back almost instinctually to them, but they also know it's just the job that gets them around. It makes the community grow, and you feel a sense of pride that they all feel. You get a huge sense of pride from doing this kind of job, this duty that they have. And then it ends. It ends with frustration because you understand how bad the Alpha Grick is. It keeps tearing them apart, or the shambling mound who fights them back but sucks up all the life from the ground.
Mm.
It ends almost with a bad taste in your mouth as Euphoria ends.
During that meld, did Rogi notice any other strange creatures, specifically fiendish ones, that any of them had kind of seen or experienced?
Make a perception check
Okay.
with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh.
No.
Okay.
To you, almost everything's a blur. It's drowned out in the feelings that you get. The
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
experiences collide together. Even after you leave, you're not 100% aware of the information and things that you've ingested.
Hmm.
Like drinking on a fucking mushroom trip is what it is.
God.
Yeah, so it's like you come
In
out
that
of it
case,
without the
Jesus Christ.
without the hangover and shit like that, but like how bad you feel afterwards. But it's a fucking mess. But then imagine like everyone else is doing that too, and then you're all linked as well.
Fucking hell, man.
It
I
is
can't deal with that shit.
it is an
Um,
experience unlike experiences.
I'm gonna roll a curiosity check for Rogi real quick.
Sure.
We're
Okay.
just gonna go ahead and we'll just call it DMT.
Yeah, sure. I've never taken DMT, but I'm sure it's like that.
Have I
I
told you
haven't
about?
either, but
Have I discussed with you about the machine elves? I'm not gonna do it now, but
Shut the hell up, Joe Rogan.
Joe wrote
Rogi
this.
thinks. Oh, yep.
Go ahead.
No, it's about
Joe,
machine elves. It's not worth it. I'm gonna stop.
Okay, not worth it.
Joe Rogian. Oh, okay. Um, Rogi will think about. He's experienced the two people who go outside of this area, and thinks for a second about trying to find another circle to meld with.
At this
But-
point, they're all done. They're all back to work, so to speak.
And that's why he doesn't do it.
Yeah, they're done. You even came. It only was like 10 minutes of this feeling you got with the Circle of Hunters.
Okay.
Like maybe if you were there longer, could have gleaned something more. But you're just not there long enough. It's like just a shot of it. It's about like an hour and probably 20 minutes later. Rogi joins the rest of the group.
Did you find anything of use?
Nothing yet, no.
Fuck me, I've got to pee again.
Stop drinking.
But there were several tunnels.
I have
That
literally
I
a
saw.
soda. I have a Diet Cola here and a water bottle here, and I've been going back and forth between the two of them
Why?
because I want
It's just
water
going
and I
to-
want soda.
It's going to just come out your system right
Yeah.
immediately. You stop filling up the tank. It's
I
full.
can't help it. I love it so much. Love the water. It's so cold.
Let's stop
refreshing.
talking
I
about
love
piss on this recording. Anyways, there are tunnels.
Yes. None of them that they know of have gotten quite to the surface yet, but there are several very close. Very promising.
Some of them might be worth it if they get us to the upper dark at least. We'll still be being chased, but we can try to make headway. Maybe spare some time getting to Blingdenstone.
Indeed.
Now, are you ready to deal with the problem these people are experiencing with?
I am ready to inspect it. Yes.
With all the insight you gained, you're still not willing to do what's necessary. It's unfortunate. Well, let's go walk past those death traps that we have permission to walk past.
It's funny as you get close and you explain to the circle leader, "Oh no, we have permission to go buy from Basidia." He just kind of nods and goes back to talking to his sproutling. And as you approach the two Chuuls, which has anyone seen a picture of a Chuul?
Yeah, they're like big,
Yeah.
weird bear snakes with tentacle arms, right?
Bear snakes with tentacle arms? No, my friend.
Mixing it up with something.
You are.
Yeah. What's a chul
Well,
then?
I will post in Discord what a Chuul looks like.
And as we are getting in, Rogi will say to Gundra,
Ah.
Gundra,
And they're large too.
Mhm.
you make any sort of move before we can determine how much of a threat this is. If you threaten to destroy this community, I will not let you.
I will only destroy what attacks me. Past that, these things have done nothing to me. I am not a
Well.
monster.
But as you approach, you can kind of see it. Imagine those creatures I showed you,
Mhm.
covered head to toe in fungus and almost embedded in the wall, like fucking Davy Jones's crew. And as you get
Fucking
kind of
love that so
as
much.
you kind of get close, one of them snips its claws real quick, and then slowly opens it back up as you walk on past. This plateau rises higher than the other terraces, screened by a natural fence of soaring zirkwood stalks. Muffled murmuring can be heard from atop the plateau as you guys head further in. Say it's about here. It's an uneven path that kind of gets you there. The low muttering. Hold on. The low muttering grows louder as you reach the top, turning into a symphony of moans, cries, and hisses. The only light comes from a few glowing mushrooms along the edge, but even in the gloom, you can't miss the source of the sounds. The heads of creatures of a dozen humanoid Underdark races peek from the ground, mold, and fungi growing around them. One voice calls out loudly in Undercommon, a female drow fighting to speak. Please, for whatever gods you have, kill me. She managed to she manages to stir within her living grave, raising a spider medallion, half bloated. I'll show you that in a second. Half bloated growth that was once her hands. Half her face is rotten and pustulate, a bed for the sprouting of sores of tiny mushrooms. The great cedar trap. She's here. The lady decay. The Moy. And just with that, part of the pustule grow in her face explode into a cloud of spores, and she sinks back in to the ground. Most of you knew her actually at one point because she was one of the drow who was in Gracklestug to pick you up. But more importantly,
Shit.
you saw her as as a guard, a acolyte of Loth for Mistress Ilvara. I need
Fuck.
every one of you. Hold on.
Full up.
I need every one of you to make a. God, where is it? Here's the thing you have to do. But it's not coming up. Actually, nothing. What? Nothing. She's just sitting there begging, looking at you pleadingly to end her life.
Absolutely. She's raising her spider medallion in the air.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh.
I will take it from her and I will cast firebolt on her, hoping to kill her.
Immediately. It's like her body breaks apart. Like as if it was so brittle that any amount of damage would have just collapsed her. And she just falls into the bits of her just fall into the decay of which she is surrounded. After this, the moans of the garden's victim suddenly take on a new tone of fear as something moves across the foul ground. A disgusting larval creature rises up before you, showing vestigial fungal growths that hint that it might have once been a myconid. Welcome, travelers. The aberrant myconid's voice gurgles and it spits as it speaks both aloud and in your mind at once. Are you here for the wedding rehearsal? Friends the bride or her intended? No matter. Let the love of the great cedar embrace you as you become one of her chosen. The great body. As the garden comes alive with screams from its buried victims, this creature raises two drow spore servants. At the same time, two myconid adults from the circle of masters emerge from the surrounding growths. All of the creatures following the circle leader as he attacks. One of these drow spore servants is Seraph.
Oh no.
We showed them to you.
Ah. Serves you right, drow.
Where are the myconid adults? There they are. And we can end it there, or we can do combat, guys. What would you like to do?
Gale, are you there at all?
Kale?
Kale should probably be there for the combat.
I think so, but
Yeah. I'm willing to end
Cool.
it here.
we can end it here. Is anyone else? What else does everyone else? What does everyone say? What are
I
we doing?
want to go to Neverlight Grove in real life. That's what I say.
Why? It's filled with corpses.
It looks awesome!
It is
Look
really cool.
What wonderful.
Um,
The mound of corpses is aesthetically pleasing. Anyways,
That's
we can.
So, I'm fine with ending it here as well.
all right.
Okay.
We will.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
There are housekeeping things that I need to do if we are ending it here.
Mhm.
Yes,
'Cause
you
I won't be
are
here
not.
next
You
week.
will not be here next week.
Damn.
So that being said, since you won't be here next week, do we want to push through and just do this combat?
Actually, won't
then-
either.
You won't
'Cause
be
I'll
here.
be asleep.
Well, that's not an excuse. But we can play it now, do the combat, have it like finish it off at the end of a combat, and then take 2 weeks off, and then come back in, or we wait 2 weeks to do this combat.
Kale
Leave
should
that up to
be
everyone
there
else.
for the combat.
I mean, you guys can play without me.
My vote is that we take 2 weeks and come back with everyone involved and do
Okay.
combat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
that's
an
not a
easy
bad-
way to get into stuff.
I'm fine with
too.
whatever everyone
It's a
wants to
good way
do.
to come back to it, and
Okay.
if
Yeah.
then Kaylee will hopefully have
Actual internet by then, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I agree
Fine with
with.
me.
All right, so we'll end it here. Tonight's session of Out of the Abyss, just before you were being attacked by Sterith, a Drowspore servant, and two Mycan adults, and one large mutated creature.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.